Hola, hola a todos. It's tu prima favorita Bobby here, and I just like to talk. Welcome to the Cousins Corner if you are new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back, mis primos y primas. Let's get into it. So I made a TikTok. I'll be on TikTok. If you don't follow me, go follow your prima favorita at Bob's the Builder on TikTok. And I made a TikTok talking about how empty the feeling of knowing love versus lust can be, right? And I'll give a little bit more context. There was a post that I came across. She was basically talking about how it's the worst feeling in the world when you realize how much you are lusted after versus how much you're actually loved, or how much those people actually want to love you. And basically my TikTok was about like understanding her feelings and all of that, but also being able to find that love that you long for in other spaces. And I thought that, as sick as I am and as much as my voice is going in and out, that it's something that I wanted to keep talking about. So I'm gonna keep talking about it. And check out the shorts, because I probably either will or have posted the short there. I basically mentioned in my TikTok how that when you first realize that, when I first realized that just because people are attracted to me or just because they might like me doesn't mean that they really like me, or that they value me, or that they love me, or that they respect me, or want to take care of me, or want to be with me forever, and blah, 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 blah. How that feeling can suck when you first come to that recognition, because as human beings we want to be liked, right? We want to be physically attractive to the people that we're attracted to. Like, I want my man to find me attractive. I want someone who I'm dating or that I'm interested in to find me attractive. Yeah, I want you to look at me and think that she's gorgeous. Que bella, mami, que bellaza. Like, I want you to think that about me, but then also it's like, and then what else, right? Because I know who I am and I know what I bring. I know what I look like. I understand that. I work very, very hard on my body, not necessarily to look good, but so that this body can last me the rest of my life, right? But I also know that I come with a plethora of other things as far as gifts and talents and creativity, the way that I think, my intelligence, the conversations that I like to have, my interests, on and on and on. And it can be really hard to sit with the fact that people don't even seem to care about those things sometimes. Like, I have found myself at times sitting with guys and they can just go on and on about how good I look, right? They can go on and on about how you're so beautiful and you're so gorgeous and your body, and I can tell you do. And it's like, when you're younger, that stuff is a bit flattering because maybe you don't really know yourself yet, or you're like, oh, he's so cute or whatever, or you're still in that immature stage. When you get older, you become a grown woman. And y'all, I'm a grown woman out here in these streets. Like, sometimes I forget how old I am, but I'm a grown woman. It's like, all right, and then what? You know, I never get tired of hearing how cute my face is. I like that. But at the same time, it's like, what else is there about me that you like? And sometimes that's hard to gauge because, you know, people who might not know you that well might not have gotten to know you to that point. But it's like, are you trying to get to know me to that point? Are you trying to get to know more about Bobby? Or are you just want to sit there and look? And sometimes people just want to look at you. Sometimes people just want to touch it and go. Sometimes people just want to be able to say that they had it, or that they could hold on to it, or whatever the case may be, but they don't really want to peel back the layers and see what's truly underneath. And it is up to us to protect ourselves. It is up to you to understand when certain people cross your paths, or when they come into your life, or when you start hanging out with them or dating them, or whatever the case may be, that you start to have conversations that show you a little bit more where they stand, right? And a very frustrating thing that you can quickly find yourself in if you don't do this early on is you can find yourself liking someone, wanting to grow more, learn more, be connected more with that person, and they don't want that because they just wanted to have access to you from the get-go. They were attracted to you and they wanted to see what was up. They weren't trying to get all up in here. They weren't trying to get all up in here. They might have been trying to get up somewhere else. And it's very important that if you are someone, man or woman, male or female, or whatever it is that you identify as, if you're looking for something that's more serious than that, or you're not out here just, you know, going with the flow, or you're not someone who is just like, yeah, I'm open to whatever happens, it's important for you to understand where you stand with that and have conversations early on. Like, it's okay to let people know straight up front, like, I'm not in it for just hookups, right? I'm not partaking in the hookup culture. I'm not here for just one night stands. I'm not just trying to just hanky panky and then I see you when I see you. Like, I want to connect more on a deeper level, or I'm looking for a friendship, or I'm looking for someone that I can share certain experiences with. Like, that's fine to tell people that up front. And it's important as well, because again, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, I thought he liked me because he kept telling you how beautiful you were and how cool you were and how stylish you were, but he never tried to get to know you on a deeper level. She never cared about your passion for these other things. It was always about how handsome you were, or how good you looked in this or that, but never about when you shared your portfolio with them, or when you showed them about these really cool things that you know how to build or create or design or write. And when you notice that, like, early on, it's okay to be like, this is not what it's hitting for. This is not what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not looking for somebody to mirror on the wall, magic mirror me all day long. Like, I'm not looking for that. Like, it's cool that you find me attractive, and I love that, and I want you to. But also, if we've been spending time together, we've been sharing experiences together, or we've been having conversations with each other, and you can't speak to anything else about me other than what is obvious or what is on the outside, then you're not a person who I should really be spending this much time with. Like, and again, like, it's cool if you're on the same page as them and y'all don't really want anything serious, or y'all are just, you know, I don't want to say using each other, but y'all are cool with friends with benefits or situationships or whatever. But if you know that you are not a person who is on that type of time, or that that's not something that you're interested in, it's okay to let that be known early on. And again, that's why it's even more important for you to be able to vet people so that you don't end up wasting your time. Because if you do end up where you're sitting there and you're looking up and you're like, dang, I got all these dudes texting me, but none of them are really trying to see what I'm about. They want to chill and they want to kick it and they want to touch me or kiss me or make out or be seen with me, because some people really just want to be seen with you because you're a good looking person and you're attractive, and that attracts other people to them for, you know, multiple reasons. But you could really find yourself like, dang, but none of these people I feel a real connection with. None of these people I really feel like I can call when I just need somebody to talk to, or when I just need somebody to vent to, or talk about something that I'm passionate about because I watched this really cool movie or really cool documentary and now I want to run off at my mouth about it. And it's like, phone full of dudes or phone full of girls, whatever it is that you date, and none of these people are people that I can talk to, right? You can find yourself in that space very quickly. And I found myself there before, and it's just like, that ain't it. This is not what it's hitting for. Like, all y'all pretend vying for my attention, but none of y'all really trying to get to know me. Or I can't say none of y'all, but you get the gist. But going back to that point of that feeling and how that can be a very unsatisfying feeling, it's also a time for you to look at the circle of people that you keep as well, because sometimes we get so focused at finding love in other people, in romantic relationships, in being cuddly, cozy with somebody, or being in love. And there's love all around you, right? There are people, your friends, your family, your besties, your primas, who appreciate you for the things that you bring. If you are, I'm a dance instructor, so I have clients that I work with who just make my day with little things that they say, like, oh, I love your classes, you're the best instructor I've ever taken. I love, like, down to when people commend me on the way that I teach my classes. That right there is one of the biggest compliments to me. Like, that right there sometimes makes me want to cry. But it's just like, in those moments, I can find so much love and joy and appreciation in that. And I can see that there are people who value me for my talents. Now, granted, I'm giving them a service, because if I'm teaching you a dance, or if we're doing a one-on-one, or whatever the case may be, I'm doing choreo for you, or whatever the case may be, yes, I'm providing a service and I'm getting paid for that. But at the same time, this is still something that I'm passionate about, and it's still my art, and it's still a part of me. It's still a talent that I have and a creativity that I am able to share. And for that person to be able to embrace that and to give me such positive feedback, that means a lot to me. And that further fuels me, it fulfills me, and it further pushes me in my purpose, that this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I am appreciated. This is where I am loved. And granted, it's not exactly the same as romantic love. I'm not gonna take that away. Those feelings are valid when we get to feeling, lonely sometimes, or we get to feeling like, oh, it'd be so nice to share certain experiences with a partner, with a romantic partner. Those feelings are valid, and you are allowed to feel that, and you should allow yourself to feel that. But also, don't let yourself stay there. Don't let yourself stay in the pits of, oh, all these people are lusting after me, but they don't really appreciate me, especially when you do have so many people around you who do appreciate you. And I had a friend who was the one that pointed this out to me. And this is, like I said, when I first came into realizing this, and she was like, but there are so many people who love and value you, for the things that you bring to these spaces. And at first I was like, girl, what? She was just like, I don't think you value yourself enough. She was like, I think you love yourself. I think you like yourself, but I don't think that you value yourself enough, because you're still looking for someone else to value in that right, so much so you're not even realizing how truly appreciated you are in those spaces that you bring yourself to. And like I said, when she first told me that, I was like, chica, como que? ¿Qué lo que tú dices? Like, what, me not valuing myself? What are you talking about? But when I really thought about it and really honed into it, I was like, you know what, she has a point. Because for all these people to be able to tell me how much they love and appreciate me, and I push all of that aside because I'm not getting it from a romantic partner, I am not paying attention to the fact that I am loved and appreciated, that I do have so much that I bring and that I offer to this community, or these communities, or these different spaces that I work in, or that I am a part of, because I'm not hearing that from someone that I'm romantically involved in. Oh, no. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's get that journal out, and let's start writing down all the things that other people have told me, and all the reasons that I have to know that I am appreciated, and all the reasons that I have to appreciate myself and value myself first, so that I don't need someone else outside of me telling me that. But we won't negate the fact that it's nice to hear that. It's nice to know that people appreciate you for the things that you do, and the things that you provide, the things that you have to offer, and what you bring to spaces. But also, like, if you know that first, and you trust and believe that, and you value those things within yourself, it doesn't matter who says that they do or who says that they don't. And that is a place that we first need to get before we can start expecting other people to value and appreciate us, especially when it comes to romance, because you can't attract that partner who's going to truly value you and recognize all these things that you bring when you're not first there. So you have to get there first. You have to realize that first, so that you can open that door to attract other people that also see that. And again, I'm not saying that that's a band-aid, that your friends and your family and your clients or customers or classmates, peers or colleagues appreciating you, serves the exact same as a romantic partner appreciating you, because there are different things that come with those different relationships, right? But I can tell you that it serves its purpose. It serves its purpose of reminding you that you are loved, that you are talented, that you are appreciated, and that you don't need that necessarily from a romantic partner to fulfill you. You have so much of it already. So again, while that feeling of feeling like, oh, no one really sees me, they see me, they're looking at me, they like what they see, but they don't really see me, can feel very crappy. But it's like, I see myself so much so that I don't need you to see me. Now, kind of swapping back to the love versus lusted after, or being cared for versus being lusted after. Once you are able to recognize those things for yourself and that value within yourself, not only do you attract people who do value those things about you, but you're also able to better discern up front the people who don't, or who don't recognize it, or who don't even care about it at all. You're able to see those lustful eyes when they first glance at you, or maybe not very first, but after having, maybe a conversation or two, you're able to kind of see where this person's head is. And granted, it can still feel like, oh, another person that just want to touch my body. But you're also able to go ahead and weed them out. Like, I don't need this. Like, this is cool. I'm glad that you're attracted to me, but that seems to be all that you want, or all that you're after, and that's not what I'm about. And so you are able to weed them out sooner, so that you're not wasting time, so that you are opening up a space for people who actually appreciate what you have to offer. Because again, we're not going to sit up here and act like it doesn't feel good to be appreciated, to have people see your creativity, to have people see your intelligence, to have people see that there are other things that you like. Like, some people might only know me like in the dance world, or in my full-time career world, or whatever, but I love when those worlds merge, or even when things outside of that merge, when people are able to recognize, like, oh, I didn't know that you were that great of a dancer, or I didn't know that you help first generation kids who are going to be the first in their families to go to college. Like, it's so nice to see that. Or even like, I love reading books, and some people might know that, and some people might not know that, and they're like, oh my gosh, you read that? And then we have a conversation and we have a connection off of that, and we learn more about the way that each other thinks. Like, it's nice to have people who are interested in your interest, or who find joy in you finding joy in things, right? Like, there are things that I like, or that I do in my pastimes and hobbies, that only people who are really close to me, or have had the opportunity to have those conversations with me, know about. And they're like, this is so cool that you do this, or I find it so funny that you do this, or whatever the case may be. And that feels good. But I have to understand that that's a value that I have within myself, and that's something that I don't do for other people. I don't do it for other people to recognize it. I do it because I'm passionate about it, and because I like it. But there's value in me just having that to share with myself. There are things that I don't tell other people that I really value about myself, or that come out, in certain conversations, or in certain things that I'm doing. And they're like, wow, I didn't know you did that, or I didn't know you knew how to do that, And it's like, just making sure that you're doing it for you, for one, and that you enjoy doing it, and that you see the beauty in it. You see your passion in it, and it makes you feel good, and you really don't need that outside appreciation. But it does feel nice to have, I will say that, especially when you're doing things that serve or service other people. But I say all that to say that yes, it can suck to feel like, oh, I'm being lusted after, but you don't really care about me. It does. We'll acknowledge that, but we'll also acknowledge the fact that when you find that value within yourself first, when you understand that, and even if that's hard to do, when you start looking to those closest to you who really do love and appreciate you for who you are and what you do, that doesn't even matter, because you know that you're fulfilling your purpose. You know that you're doing what you need to be doing. You know that you're doing what makes you happy, what brings joy to other people. And those people who are just lusting after you and not really all about your business, they can go. They can fall to the wayside. I don't need you around me. I'm not missing out on anything. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm voluptuous. I know I'm sitting on a fatty or whatever, whatever the case may be, whatever they might be trying to tell you. I don't need you to tell me that, you know, but I'm going to push you off to the wayside. I'm going to let you go and do what you do, so I can keep this space open, so I can continue to pour into the things that I love and attract the people or the person that is going to come in and value those things with me. But anyway, I'm not going to make this a long rant. And it was just something on my mind, and I wanted to continue talking about it. But if you have anything to add to that, or anything to add to the conversation, whether you agree or disagree or whatever the case may be, please drop your thoughts down in the comment section below and we can get into a conversación. Again, this is tu prima favorita, Bobby here. Thank you for joining me in the Cousins Corner otra vez, and I will see you next time. Bye.